What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back for my NBA DFS contenders, my top 10 plays of the day for today. That's Monday, August 10th. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. Kyle Lowry is on the outside looking in today. Who will be the top 10 plays of today on a weird day? Let's find out. Coming in at number 10, Maxi Kleber. In particular, number 4 overall on DraftKings, forward and center eligibility, $4,200. The Mavs are going to play a little different today. No Luka Doncic, no Dorian Finney-Smith, no Kristaps Porzingis. I don't really see any other scenario other than Maxi playing 30-plus minutes at center, and if that is the case, I love this spot and I love this price. He's just going to be more involved than he normally is, and at this sort of price tag, you don't have a choice. You have to look at him. He has not been good during the restart. 0.69 FanDuel points per minute. That is quite a bit below his normal expectations. This seems like a really nice spot for him to right the ship, get a couple extra shots. I don't know, bang against Rudy Gobert maybe. That's probably not going to go well, but stretch him out to the three-point line at the very least. There's like an unlimited amount of offense for Maxi Kleber today. I'm hoping he can take advantage. On DraftKings, I don't see how you get away from him. Okay, coming in number 9. Number 6 overall on FanDuel too. That would be DeAndre Ayton. The Suns have everything to play for. They're going to go balls to the wall. I'm giving Ayton 34 minutes, but it's not out of the realm of possibility he goes bigger than that. Oklahoma City sat Steven Adams and Nerlens Noel yesterday. I have no idea what they'll do with their center rotation. They can't afford to sit those guys against DeAndre Ayton or he's going to go insane. I assume one, if not both of those guys play. I don't think it really matters. I love Ayton regardless. But as those centers for the Thunder drop off, feel free to up your Ayton shares. 1.1 fantasy points per minute during the restart. That's not even his best work. 7,700 on FanDuel, 8K on DK. You're looking for just north of 50 points in a GPP. This seems like the perfect time to do it. The Suns clicking on all cylinders, and Ayton is making the top 10 for today. Coming in at number 8, pretty balanced across both sites, FanDuel, DraftKings, 9th and 7th respectively. That's Pascal Siakam. They've got a date with the Milwaukee Bucks. This is sort of a big game, sort of not. Neither team has anything to play for, but you kind of want to get those reps against the higher level teams, the teams that you expect to face potentially in the conference finals. I think both teams are still going to be playing all of their guys. We haven't heard any word that Toronto is going to ramp it down at all. I think they're trying to get their flow. And if that's the case, I'm giving Siakam 34 minutes. This is a monstrous pace-up spot for Toronto. Again, Siakam, not great during the restart, but we're talking about a guy that's generally like a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy. I'm expecting him to rebound. He's got to play his way back to normal Pascal Siakam territory. And if he does that, getting 50 GPP points at 73 or 7,400 doesn't seem like a very difficult task. I know the defensive matchup is tough, but I think there are so many possessions in this game. It fits Siakam perfectly. I love going to Siakam. Doesn't matter what site. Siakam is not my only Toronto Raptor. Number 7, Fred VanVleet. He's 7th on FanDuel, 8th on DraftKings, number 3 on SuperDraft with a 1.5 multiplier. Look, the minutes are there, and we all know this. I'm giving him 36. He's actually been really solid during the restart. 1.1 fantasy points per minute. He's got the same sort of details as Siakam here. This is 6 additional possessions over the Raptors' average monster pace-up spot. We're looking at a total, north of 110 points. Same sort of GPP goal. You're looking for about 50 points, no matter what site. But on FanDuel in particular, 6,800 for Fred VanVleet, a 20 to, I've got him in for 21% right now. 21% usage rate, 36 minutes at 6,800. How in the world do you not go to a guy like this? Now, number 6, my boy, Nikola Jokic. Number 4 overall on FanDuel, 8,500 for this dude. Kind of crazy. Gets a matchup with the Lakers. Who knows what they're going to be doing, but even if they're running out JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard for, let's call it 30 minutes at center, that's a boon for Jokic. He should have a fantastic job carving those guys up. 1.36 fantasy points per minute through the restart. Only 8,500 on FanDuel too. He hits that GPP goal. We're talking mid-50s on FanDuel, just shy of 60 on DK. It's all about how much he wants to shoot. When you get Jokic trying to take shots, you get a guy that can go 30, 10, and 10. That is a monstrous game. You can go 30, 20 for Nikola Jokic when he's engaged offensively. This strikes me as a spot where he's going to be looking for his shot a little bit more. This game fits him better. It's a slight pace-up matchup for the Nuggets. I think it's probably good that Jamal Murray is back. That should help a little bit. Not having Will Barton and Gary Harris, I think, matters. So getting a little bit more talent back out there should be huge. I like Nikola Jokic to thrive here. 33 minutes. We're talking a 20 and 10 at a baseline with 7 assists. You bump that up one notch, and he's blowing those GPP goals out of the water. Now, if you're looking to spend a lot of salary, number 5, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's 11K on FanDuel, 10-6 on DK with a 1 flat multiplier on SuperDraft. I'm giving him 30 minutes. Who the hell knows how many he actually plays? 30 feels safe. Hopefully it goes more in a game against Toronto. You would think he's been out of his mind all year. It's even bigger now. 1.92 fantasy points per minute during the restart. That is insane. That's 0.2 of a point higher than I project him, generally speaking. Fast-paced matchup. You're only looking, right now, there's enough value out there. You're only looking for about 65 fantasy points out of Giannis. That is not a tall tale whatsoever, and he can do way more than that. I love getting to Giannis here. I think the floor is really high. He's not going to leave you hanging in this spot. If we know that he is playing, I think he's going to get a full allotment of minutes. And at that point, I find it really difficult to get away from him. Giannis is not my only buck, however. Coming in at number 4, on the back of a $5,400 price tag on DraftKings, it's Eric Bledsoe. Bledsoe finally back and playing in the bubble. Again, 5,700 on FanDuel as well. That also works for me. I'm giving him 28 minutes. He kind of does a little bit of everything. I've got him projected for 15, 5, and 5. It's the price that's so appealing. I think he's more of a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy. Been a little bit lower than that. Obviously, has not been back all that long. But even before the shutdown, he wasn't what I wanted him to be. I'm hoping that changes now. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a mid-40 GPP score for Eric Bledsoe. The matchup fits really well, whether it's Kyle Lowry or Fred VanVleet. They're running out tons of guards on both sides of the fence. It's even possible that Bledsoe sees a couple extra minutes as they try to ramp him up. He played north of 30 their last time out. Granted, some of those minutes came in overtime, but it's nice to see that ability is there. I see no reason that Eric Bledsoe can't get north of 40 GPP points, and that's going to put you in a really good spot, particularly at that salary tier. If I'm paying up for anybody today, particularly on FanDuel, that's got to be Anthony Davis. He's my number 3 overall, but he's number 2 on FanDuel, where for some strange reason, he's 9,200. I assume it has a lot to do with the fact that he has not been playing very well in the bubble. 1.2 fantasy points per minute. That's a monstrous drop from what you normally expect. That, to me, just says randomness. 24 and 10 is the baseline here. If he blocks a couple... Look, he can block 10 shots in a game. There are only so many people that have the true ceiling games like Anthony Davis because he can do a little bit of everything. And the blocks and the steals, particularly on FanDuel, are where you can really rack up the additional points. His GPP goal on FanDuel today is 57. That is comical. He hits that 24% of the time, and honestly, that feels oddly low to me. I think AD is in a perfect position to smash that price tag. It's not that I don't like him at 9,900 on DK. It just blends in a little bit more. But on FanDuel and on SuperDraft at a 1.15x multiplier, I can't imagine wanting a different high-end star. Now, we've got AD on the list, Giannis on the list, Nikola Jokic. Where are we going to find the money to save to play these guys? We'll start here. Number 2, he's 5th on FanDuel, 2nd on DraftKings with guard and forward eligibility, which I love. It's Tim Hardaway Jr. He is going to be one of the main benefactors for having Luka and Porzingis and DFS out. I'm giving him 35 minutes. He's been dreadful since he's been back. But this feels like a spot where Tim Hardaway slides himself right back into that common New York Knicks role that we got used to, where he's just gonna gun. He's gonna take every shot that he wants. We're looking for 40 in a GPP. I have no doubt that he can get there. The shot attempts are going to be through the roof. He doesn't do much else, so you're going to be very reliant on the scoring, but that's something I want out of a guy that's going to have all the shots he can take. I'm projecting 24% usage. Don't be surprised to see it go well north of that. Even on SuperDraft, 1.55x multiplier is solid. Definitely a guy you want to work into your rosters, but he is a premier play on FanDuel and DraftKings, given the status of the Dallas Mavericks. And finally, coming in at number 1 on FanDuel, on DraftKings, and on SuperDraft, where he has a 2.0x multiplier, it's gotta be Trey Burke. I assume he's going to be running the show for the Mavericks. I'm giving him 32 minutes. They're limited on bodies. He's gonna have to play a ton. He's 3,700 on FanDuel and DK. All you're looking for is mid-30s in fantasy points to hit your goal. He's hitting it 39% of the time on FanDuel, 45% of the time on DraftKings. It's just simply a no-brainer. He's as close to a lock button as you'll ever get. Barring any additional news, he should be the first person you put in every single cash lineup. And I assume I'm going to end up with north of 80% of him on both sites. To me, he's fully unavoidable. There's essentially no downside to having him. And if you don't have him, there's a decent chance he goes for 40 and you're completely done. I assume he starts. I assume he plays big minutes. I assume he and Tim Hardaway Jr. take as many shots as they possibly can. Whether or not that's a good thing for your team is neither here nor there, but it's a fantastic thing to know in DFS. It's got to be Trey Burke, number 1 with a bullet. Alrighty, guys, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders for Monday, August 10th. Once again, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you know when this and all of our other content goes live. I'll have updates throughout the day in the Twitter thread of this video when I post it. You guys know what I mean. Go to my Twitter, @Josh Engleman. Find this post. I'll update all of my top 10 throughout the day as we get more news. I assume we're going to get a lot of it as we're winding this bubble down. Thank you guys for joining me. Best of luck today. Go get him, Trey Burke. I'll see you guys again in the morning.